Hello everyone and welcome to Checkpoint. Yes, so let me ask you, how was your day? Hope it was bright and beautiful. All right, I want to start by saying thank you so much for all that you do for us at Checkpoint. Thank you for your likes, your shares, for subscribing on my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it, and most importantly, for sharing the links. So that other people can be a part of this program. I want to honestly tell you that because of what you do, our message is reaching a wider audience, and for this, I want to say thank you. Now remember, Checkpoint is a program you don't want to miss. So please, if you have not joined yet, go ahead and join. And please invite your friends, invite your relations, invite your associates and your neighbors. Let them know that it is time for Checkpoint. Please, this is the time. Go ahead, invite everyone that you know. Send it across your social media platforms and let them know that time for very valuable, insightful, edifying content is here. All right, so I will be back right after the break to give you the topic for today. Don't go anywhere. Now, welcome back. I'm so glad you are here. Now, if you just joined, today is Checkpoint. It's time for Checkpoint. And have you invited your friends? Have you invited your relations? Have you invited your associates and your neighbors? Because you need to invite them if you have not invited them already. Let them know that it is time for Checkpoint, and we have very powerful content for you. Now, today on Checkpoint, I have a topic I'd like to share with you, and the topic is dealing with criticism. Dealing with criticism. Now, some of you might be wondering, oh, wonderful topic. You know, I always encourage people who watch me, especially my regular viewers, that if you have any topic you'd like me to speak on, just go ahead and put it in the comment section. Now, today, one of my regular viewers asked me a question on criticism and wants me to talk about it. So here we are, talking about criticism. Now, criticism is not something that happens to just one person or just two persons. It is something that happens to almost all of us. Now, every one of us at one point in life or the other, we have found ourselves being criticized. And then when you are criticized, what do you do? How do you handle it? Now, let me say this, whether you are intentional about it or not, one time in your life you will be criticized. Now, there are people who may be wondering, I've not been criticized ever. You need to check yourself very, very well, because if you are doing anything, I mean anything significant, if you're doing anything important, if you're doing anything worth not taking off, oh, you will be criticized. Can I say this over again? Because some people might be wondering, is criticism for everybody? Yes, it is for everyone who is doing something tangible, something important, something worth not taking. Because if you're doing anything important, believe you me, you will be criticized. Oh my. I cannot even begin to count how many times I have endured criticism, you know. I can't even remember. I can't even remember the number of times, you know. I can't count the number of times I have been criticized. For as long as I have become an adult and I've been doing something noteworthy, I have been criticized for almost everything, and by so many people. So I wouldn't tell you that there's just one experience of me being criticized or two experiences of me being criticized. I have been criticized for so many times, and I don't want you to be in the category where you get criticized and you just give up on life and stuff like that. No, it is a sign that you are alive. I always tell people, see yourself as a heart monitor, because when you look at the heart monitor, the heart readings, when you are alive, it goes up and it comes down. But when you are dead, what happens? There's a flat line, it flatlines. So the fact that things are going up for you and then coming down and going up again and then coming down, is just symbolizes that you are alive. So sometimes when you are criticized, don't think that is the end of life. Don't think that, oh, this is the end of the journey for you. No. It is just the beginning, all right? so you'll be criticized. It's just a proof that you are alive. And don't be afraid of criticism. There are people that are so afraid of criticism, but whether you are afraid of it or not, whether you like it or not, whether you hate it or not, whether you avoid it or not, if you ever do anything important here on earth, if you ever do anything that people should take note of at all, then you will be criticized. So today we are talking about dealing with criticism. Now I understand I'm smiling, but believe you me, nobody deals with criticism smiling unless you have a super emotional power. But in reality, it's difficult. So that is why I'm sharing this video with you. It's possible you have been criticized already. It's possible that you met this video after you've been criticized. And it's also possible that you are yet to be criticized and you saw this video. Now, I believe it's going to help you improve on your reaction, improve on the way you relate and deal with criticism. Now, what is criticism? Usually, people just assume that criticism is to find fault, okay? Now, it is actually a definition of criticism that criticism is to find fault. But there is also another definition of criticism which involves to evaluate something and assess its merits or its faults. So, criticism also involves assessing, evaluating a particular thing, evaluating what somebody has done, and then in order to assess its merit or its fault. So somebody can just basically be looking at what you've done or looking at you and just assess your merits or assess your faults. Now, but for for the sake of this video, I like to define criticism as an expression of disapproval of something or someone based on perceived faults or mistakes. Let me take that again. Criticism is an expression of disapproval of something or someone based on perceived faults or mistakes. So which basically means that when somebody is criticizing you, that person is expressing some level of disapproval over what you have done or over who you are, based on what they perceive are faults or mistakes on your path. Now, we can handle the way we behave, but certainly we cannot handle how other people relate with us. We can handle the way we feel about a thing, but we may not be able to handle what other people think about us. So that is one thing you have to understand. You cannot control how people feel about you. Now, somebody has said, oh, whatever you feel about me, that's your own business and stuff like that. And honestly, that might be one of the ways to cope, because you can only be concerned about how you feel, but you cannot be able to control how another person feels about you, no matter how you try. So in life, let me set this record straight. People will like you and people will hate you. Let me say this again. In life, people will like you and people will hate you. Do you believe that some people will like you because of the way you smile, and others will hate your smile? Some people will like the color of your skin, and others will hate the color of your skin. Some people will even like the fact that the way you talk, another person will even hate the way you talk. And you cannot control some of these things. All you can do is that you can just choose to live and be authentic. Be your authentic self. Be your real self. And then forget whatever people think, especially when they're saying it just to hurt you or make you feel sad. So first and foremost, how do you deal with criticism? The number one way to deal with criticism is that you have to control your reaction. Control your reaction. Can I tell you that your reaction is everything? And life is basically 1% what happens to us, or let me say 10% what happens to us, but it is 90% our reaction to it. Let me say this again. Life is basically 10% what happens to us and 90% our reaction to it. So the same thing can be happening to two different people, but the way they react towards it is not going to be the same. So you choose how you react. Now, some of you have to choose between acting or reacting. Some of you will have to choose between accepting what has been said or defending what you have done. Another person had to choose between improving on yourself or ignoring the criticism. But you have to control your reaction, whichever one you choose to do, whether you're going to act, whether you're going to react, whether you're going to accept, whether you're going to defend, whether you're going to improve, whether you're going to ignore. You have to choose and control your reaction. Don't allow people to be in charge of your reaction. Don't allow what we call an emotional hijack to happen to you because of what they said, they made you feel, and automatically you are beginning to give it back. As a matter of principle, don't be quick to criticize back when you are criticized. Let me say this over again. Do not be quick to criticize back immediately you have been criticized. So control your reaction. So somebody just breathe in, out. Control your reaction. Stay calm. Stay calm. Don't be flammable. All right? Don't because, oh, you said that to me. No. That's not the way to react. Because when you become calm, the second point comes to play. Now, the second point on how to deal with criticism is pay attention. You can only pay attention after you have been able to control your emotions. So you are feeling sad at that moment, you are feeling betrayed at that moment, you are feeling neglected at that moment, you are feeling rejected at that moment. Breathe in, breathe out, and control your reaction. Then pay attention. Why are you going to pay attention? Pay attention to see if there is even an element of truth in what has been said to you. Pay attention. Pay attention. Many of us are so quick to react, so quick to defend, so quick to ignore, so quick to react that we miss out on the main point. Pay attention. What do you pay attention to? Pay attention to your surroundings. It is because people do not pay attention to their surroundings. That is why they begin to fight in public places the moment they are criticized. So you are criticized, okay? Breathe in, control your emotions, then pay attention. Who is watching? Who is around this place? Where am I? This is what you get when you pay attention. Ask yourself, where am I? Am I in a public space? Am I in a private space? Who am I with? Who is around me at this moment? Pay attention. Pay attention. What has been said to me? This thing that was said to me, is it really true? Are there elements of truth to it? Has it been exaggerated? This is how you pay attention because it is so key and important. Now, this brings me to the third point. After you have controlled your emotions, after you have now paid attention, now will be the time, number 3, to evaluate your critics' intention or motives honestly. Evaluate your critics' intention or motives honestly. Find out, why are they criticizing you? What are their true intentions? What are their true motives? Now, somebody might be saying, oh, I'm not a mind reader. How am I going to know what is in their mind? But if you can pay attention, you will know why they are saying what they are saying. Are they saying this because of how they feel? Are they saying this because of where they are? Are they saying this because your rising will cut off their opportunities? Calm down and evaluate your critics' real intention and actions. I have had people criticize me simply because they can't understand why I'm able to do all that I do. I have had people criticize me because they think, oh, I am so privileged in life. I have had people criticize me who think I am just lucky. I have had people criticize me who think I don't even work that hard. All I have to do is just sit behind the cameras and look all beautiful. I've had people criticize me for so many reasons. And I've also had people criticize me because they really think that this is not the best version of me. I can do better. So relax, sit back and find out and evaluate what are the true motives of your critic. Are they saying this because they have personal intentions, personal motives? They want to pull you down, they want to drag you down, want to make you to feel like you do not matter, you do not belong, you are not achieving anything. What are their true intentions and motives? Or is it just simply because they do not like what you're doing? You really have to sit down, relax, and figure out why this is happening, because this will really help you. Remember, in case you're just joining us now, what we are talking about, the topic we're looking at is dealing with what? Criticism. Dealing with criticism. Criticism happens even to the very best of us. Criticism happens to even the worst of us. So don't take it personal when you are criticized. As a matter of fact, somebody will be like, how will I not take it personal? What this person said was against me personally, but find out what the true intentions are. As a matter of fact, if you feel you have been criticized negatively, there are times that you too have criticized another person and the person did not take it too well. I don't like to be criticized. Nobody likes to be criticized. But honestly, there have been times I have talked to somebody about what they did and the person felt very, very bad about the criticism. It is true that the way it came out might not be right, but honestly, my intentions and my motive is always to see the person do better. So you have to figure out who is talking to me. What are this person's true intentions and their true motives? Now, number 4 point on how to deal with criticism is that you have to assess. Assess if the feedback you got, if that's what criticism that you received, assess if it is the constructive kind of criticism or whether it is the destructive kind of criticism. Is it constructive or is it destructive? Because there are criticisms that will come to you and they came to hurt you. Others will come your way and they came to help you. Now, helpful criticism are also known as constructive criticism. Harmful criticism are also known as destructive criticism. So ask yourself, sit down and evaluate the feedback you have received. What was said to you? What was written about you? Is it the type that has the ability to help you or to harm you? Is it constructive or is it destructive? Now, there is something that somebody will say to you and it will take you a very long time to recover from it. I've had people criticize and show their disapproval over several things I have done. And honestly, for the most part, some of these people are people who have not been able to do an iota of what I am doing currently. So they are criticizing my work or whatever it is I'm doing for not being perfect, but they have not started theirs. Now, if you're somebody that is going through what I have gone through, I'd like to talk to you specifically. Cheer up. Remain strong. You are here second-guessing yourself, while others are busy wondering how you are able to do what you do. It is by no chance easy. It is by no chance just a privilege. You are qualified. You are worthy. You are powerful. Because it is not everybody that moves themselves from idea stage to actualization stage. But you have done noble to have started a project and finished it. It may not be perfect, but you started at least. Don't allow cowards to tell you how to go to war. Don't allow idle fellows to tell you how to work hard. See, you have worked hard, you have products, you have things you have achieved. Sit back, celebrate your little wins, and don't allow anybody to talk down on you. So this is just my word for you. But sit down, be very objective about the criticism, about the feedback you have received, and ask yourself, is this helpful or harmful? Is this constructive or destructive? Now, if it is destructive, this brings me to my 5th point. If it is destructive, remind yourself Remind yourself. Number 5 is remind yourself that this criticism does not affect your real worth. Remind yourself that this criticism does not affect your real worth. You're already who you are. You are as powerful as you should be. You are loaded. You have potential. You are incredibly talented. Do not allow 1 criticism, 2 feedbacks, 3 criticisms to belittle you, to make you lose your value for yourself, to make you see yourself as nothing. One thing I know about people who are very always criticizing people, they are sad people. And because they are very sad, they really don't know how else to express themselves. So what they tell you is an expression of how they feel deep within themselves. So when somebody looks at you and all they ever say are negative things, don't change your good self and become as negative as they are. Remember, you are not them and they are not you. Don't allow the bad that they do to get into you. Let me tell you this. Very, 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 very important. Bad water has never stopped a plant from growing well. Let me say this again. Bad water has never stopped any plant from growing well. So you see dirty water, you see bad water, it flows to the plant. As a matter of fact, it still makes the plant to grow. So don't stop growing because of dirty water. Don't stop growing because of bad water. Water may be bad, water may be dirty, but it will not stop you from growing and becoming a better version of yourself. So understand that feedback, that criticism is not a reflection of your true worth. It is not a reflection of your real worth. You are more valuable. You are powerful. What they say or what they feel is not a reflection of who you are. So they say you are crazy. Oh, it does not mean you are crazy. Because when they say those bad things, as a matter of fact, they cannot say beyond who they are. If they are bitter people, all they will spew out from their mouth is bitterness. If they are sad people, all they will spew out from their mouth is sadness. And somehow they have a way of trying to infect every other person around them. And you cannot allow yourself to be infected. Remember that the water that makes a ship remain afloat is the water outside it. When you, as a ship, allow water to get into you, at that moment you start sinking. So as long as there is water underneath the ship, you keep floating. See yourself as that ship. Keep floating no matter what happens. Keep floating no matter what they are saying. Keep floating no matter the kind of feedback they are giving to you. Believe you me, I have met my own share of cynics on this earth. Cynical people who never see anything good about you. If they see you as being tall, they say you are too tall. If you are short, they say you are too short. If you are fat, they say you are too fat. If you are thin, they say you are too thin. You are never, ever good for them. If you are fair, they say you are too fair. If you are dark, they say you are too dark skinned for their liking. But whose business is it? How on earth does it concern them? You just have to remain focused. You just have to understand that your real worth is not a reflection of their comments, of their criticism. Your real worth is not a reflection of what they are saying. So cheer up, cheer up, cheer up. By this video, I hope it helps you to cheer up and let yourself know that you are better than this. You are stronger than this. You are smarter than this. You have incredible potential. Don't let them spoil your mind or spoil your mood or spoil what you are feeling about yourself. Now let's talk about number 6. Number 6, accept the fact that you are not perfect. Accept that you are not perfect. Yes, I know I have already blown your balloon, okay? And your balloon is floating up, but really, in reality, we all are not perfect. So you are not perfect. I am not perfect. I know I might look beautiful, but I am still not perfect. None of us are. But it is in our imperfection that we find true beauty. It is in our imperfection that we find true uniqueness. So I know that you are not perfect. You have to also know that you are not perfect. There are some things I am incredibly good at, and there are some things I am not good at all. So I might look like somebody who does several things and I do them well, basically. But in honesty, there are things I can't do well at all. And that does not make me imperfect per se. It just makes me unique. So accept that we are not all perfect. But I wouldn't call us, say that we are imperfect. I would say that we are unique. So bless your world with your uniqueness. Bless your world with your peculiarity. We are not perfect. And as a matter of fact, if we are perfect, we won't be here on earth. We won't be here. We'll be somewhere in heaven, because that's where perfect beings dwell. But we have to accept the fact that we are not perfect, that we don't have everything, we don't know everything, we don't have all the capacities, and that is why the only room that is accepted in our life, the only room that is ever expanding, is what we call the room for what? Improvement. So we keep improving, we keep growing, we keep expanding, because there is a place called there. So while we are imperfect at this moment, while we are not perfect at this moment, we are walking towards perfection. And many of us will keep walking towards perfection until we pass away from this earth. So don't fuse or worry about the fact that you are not as perfect as you want to be. Now, that is why we say there is room for what? Improvement. Accept the fact that what you did, the project you just finished, is not as perfect as it should have been. And the next one is going to be better. So you keep telling yourself about how you're going to be perfect. See, stop making several excuses for yourself. Stop making excuses why you have to be, why you have to work that hard. Stop making excuses why you have to talk that way. Stop making excuses why you have to be bigger than others. Stop making excuses why you have to not know how to do a particular thing. Relax. Relax. See, there is no benchmark for perfection here on earth. People who are going to cut themselves open, go through plastic surgery just to look perfect, they are still not perfect. So our beauty lies in our perfection. Understand that what makes you unique might look like a flaw or a fault to others, but that's what makes you unique. That's what makes you very peculiar. Accept that we are not perfect. And when you accept that you're not perfect, it will relieve a lot of burdens from your shoulder. It took me a lot of time to accept this. And when I accepted that I am not perfect, I gave myself some room for mistakes. I cut myself some slack. So you there, cut yourself some slack, okay? If you can hear me at this moment, please type it in the comment section. Cut yourself some slack. Relax. Chill. Chill. See, the world is not ending with you, okay? The world is not ending with you. After you, there will be others that will improve on what you have done. And after that, there will be others that will improve on what those that have improved on what you have done have done. So, chill. Some of us want to just be perfect, doing everything, making it. See, listen to me. In the long run, you would have missed out on the beauty of life. See, there is beauty in relaxing. There is beauty on walking on the beach, looking into the sea, feeling the sea breeze. There is beauty in watching the plants grow, in watching the animals in their natural habitat, Not the wild ones anyway. The very calm animals and stuff like that. There is beauty in watching the birds fly, in watching the butterflies flap their wings. There is beauty in just relaxing. Many of us will end up missing out on the sweetness of life, on the beauty of life, while we are trying to be all perfect, do everything just right. But see, relax. Chill. Now, please, if you have been enjoying this video from the very beginning, I'd like you to do something. Let me know what points really minister to you, what points really blessed you, what points really made sense to you. All right, just type them in the comment section. I want to read your comments after this video. I'm so glad you are here. And if your friends are not here, your relations are not here, your associates are not here, and your neighbors are not here, go ahead and invite every one of them, because this video is getting interesting. All right, so number seven point on how you can deal with criticism is that you have to work on yourself in order to be less sensitive. work on yourself in order to be less sensitive. I know there are people who are more sensitive than others. I know there are people who react easily than others. I know that there are people based on their temperament, they do not get to react as fast as some other people. So let's talk about the sanguines. The sanguines are very quick to react. They are very reactive, and then because they are very reactive, they tend to react, okay, the moment something is said to them or something is done to them, unlike the phlegmatics who want to maintain relationships, and because of that they keep it in. The melancholists also want to keep it in. So please, irrespective of what your own temperament is, you have to work on yourself in order to be less sensitive, because when you are less sensitive, it will help you to control your emotions. So work on yourself to be less sensitive. There are people who would criticize you back the moment you're criticizing them. Others will not criticize you back. They will keep it in, especially the melancholies. There are people who would go and they will now regurgitate the criticism. So they will think about it over and over. They'll say, oh, she really said that to me, so she really meant what she said. They'll look at it from all angles. They will bring the same issue. They will just like look at it here, look at it. Oh, how would she say something like that to me? Does it mean she has hated me all this while? Does it mean she does not like me? And it was just one statement that was made without even the person not even think deeply at it. So if you're listening to me, if you're watching me right now, you also have to be very considerate, okay? Know people around you who are very sensitive. If you notice that you talk to somebody and the moment you talk to the person goes into their shell, please be careful when you talk to them. Not everybody can accept a joke, okay? Not everybody can accept criticism easily. So if you are the kind of person who it's very difficult for you to accept criticism, please and please work on yourself to be less sensitive. Understand that we are here on earth, okay? We are not on a playground here. We are on a battleground. And because we are on a battleground, people will say all manner of things to you. I've been going through stories like the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. They've been going through a lot. Meghan Markle, from her acting career now to royal life and stuff like that. Lots and lots of things have been said. And I don't want to go into whether I support or do not support, but it's difficult. It's not easy to be at the top. If you are ever going to be at the top, you need to get ready for sensitivity. Let me say this, and this is very important. With virality comes vulnerability. So if you are ever thinking of going viral and going out there, everybody knowing about you, become a viral sensation, you have to open up yourself and be vulnerable, because people will be all about your business. People will come and say things about you. They will decide why are you wearing that kind of clothes? Why are you talking like that? Why are you looking like that? Why are you putting on that kind of makeup? Why? Because they have seen you. So if you come out to dance, they'll tell you, why do you have to be shaking your body like that? If you decide to talk, they'll be like, why are you talking like that? Why can't you talk better? What are you talking about? And stuff like that. If you dress, they'll say, why are you dressing like that? If you dress like an old woman, you don't dress modern. People will talk. So with virality comes vulnerability. If you want to be viral, you want to be at the top, listen to me. There is a reason why it is said that uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. And my mother would always tell me, if I'm a go ahead, wear this crown and let your head be uneasy. It is better to have an uneasy head while wearing the crown than to also have an uneasy head while not wearing the crown. So you have to wake up, all right? Wake up to this reality. We live in a harsh world. In this world, people feel they are entitled to say anything to you. They feel they are entitled to say anything that they like to you. But you cannot afford to allow that become your defining moment. You cannot allow that become the story of your life. That is why I always say that the reason why I get back up whenever life throws me down is because I do not want the story of my life to be told shabbily. I want to make a statement here on earth. I want to make an indelible mark here on earth. And that statement, that mark, is simply a positive contribution in the lives of people. In the lives of people, whether I have met them or I haven't met them. I want to be that one. When you listen to me, when you hear me talk, you are motivated, you are encouraged, you are strengthened to go out and pursue achieve your life's purpose. You are strengthened to break down and destroy and conquer limiting beliefs about your life. That is the kind of person I want to be. So because of that, I am always out in the public glare, and believe you me, sometimes people are not nice. Let me say this again. Sometimes people are not nice. So when they are not nice, what do? You can't retrain them. You can't control them. You can't even control how they feel about you. So it is not your responsibility to deal with how people feel about you. Just live your life. Just be your authentic self. Just do what you have to do and work on being less sensitive. So when somebody comes to your platform, to your wall, to your page, and tell you what nonsense is she talking about, what stupid thing, is she supposed to even be a pastor in the first place? Is she supposed to be talking to people? What right do you have? You are talking nonsense. You are talking rubbish. All of that negativity, you can just pack them up and just throw them away and continue to do what you are doing. Is that all right? So that brings me to point 8. So number 8 point on how to deal with criticism is that you have to develop your confidence. Develop your confidence. Now, why am I saying this? Because if you must deal with criticism effectively, you have to develop your confidence. Now, when you develop your confidence, you understand that what people say does not have to define you. What people think or feel about you does not have to be a statement of who you are. So, you have to develop your confidence, especially if what people said or did to you battered and shattered your confidence to a large extent. So confidence is the best attire anyone can wear. When you wear confidence, it is that invisible clothing that people can actually see. When you are not confident, people can see it. When you are confident, people can see it. You have to develop your confidence. As a matter of fact, my father would always tell me when I was a little girl, he would say, show no weakness, for the world has no pity. Show no weakness, for the world has no pity. What he was invariably saying is that you may have a weakness, but you don't have to show it, because they are not going to form a pity party around you. They are not going to tell you, oh, sorry, and show sympathy and empathy. What they are going to do, they are going to use your weakness, the one you have shown them, and they will use it against you. So when they do use it against you and you feel so battered, shattered, and rejected, you have to pick up your confidence. You have to build yourself up again. You have to tell yourself that you are capable, you are incredible, you are smart, you are intelligent, you are who you are. Develop your confidence. Build your confidence up. Why did I use the word develop? Because confidence can be built up. So if you have a confidence level of maybe 40% or 30%, it means you can build it up to a 90%. And that's a very good score. So that you don't become what we call overconfident. So develop your confidence. Pick yourself up. A wise man once said that it is not your fault for falling to the ground, but it is your fault if you remain there. If you are fallen down, pick yourself up. Dust off all the dust on your body and go and do it again. Develop your confidence. Has your confidence been battered, been shattered? People have looked at you and told you that you are terrible. Don't remain there. Most of the great people you have heard of today, they were all criticized. They were all looked down upon. Do you know that Oprah Winfrey, at one time in her life, people told her, no, just go your way. You can't do this. What are you doing on television? What are you doing on radio? Please, we don't want to hear your voice. Your voice sucks, all right? You can't really handle this. You're just a woman. You're just a girl. Stuff like that. They were all criticized. Walt Disney, who is like the father of all the cartoon characters and fun things for kids, he was even sacked from a newspaper station where he worked. A newspaper company where he worked, he was sacked for, they said he was sacked because he did not have enough creative ideas. What a joke. What a joke of a millennium. So please, don't look down on yourself because somebody has criticized you ever. I was listening to Les Brown the other day. He was talking about his rise to stardom. Before his voice was heard on radio, how he was asked, oh no, you can't handle radio, you can't do stuff like that. In fact, the very first day his voice was heard, he said it and I heard it directly by him. And he said he was asked to go and look for any other on-air personality, presenter to present the particular program. And he was like, I've been gearing up for years. I have been building myself up for years. This is my opportunity. He said that he went outside. He did not look for anybody. He said, why will I be here? And you are searching for another person. He went out, came in, and he did it. And from that day, his voice was heard on radio every day. Just imagine. Just imagine. That is why you cannot afford to just stop at this point or give up on yourself. No, 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 no. Now is not the time. Develop your confidence. And then number nine way of dealing with criticism. If the criticism is honest, if the criticism is true, show appreciation. So my number 9 point is, if the criticism is true and honest, show appreciation. Show appreciation and learn from it. If what they are criticizing you over is true, because remember we said earlier that there is constructive criticism and there is destructive criticism. There's criticism that can help you and there's another one that can harm you. So you have to figure out the difference between helpful criticism and harmful criticism. Now, if the criticism is honest, if the criticism is true, you have to show appreciation. Appreciate the person who has told you that. And then what do? Learn from it. Improve on it. Don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid to improve. I have said this before and I will say it again. I am somebody who learns practically from everyone. If you ever have anything that you need to teach me that I do not know, I will humbly learn it from you. I am never ashamed to say, please come and teach me. I am never ashamed to say, please come and show me. I do not have that narcissistic tendencies. No, no, no. If I do not know a thing, I am open about it. I am very vocal about it. Please, I don't know this and I need you to teach me. I need you to show me how you got this done, because I want to also achieve the result. And listen to me, if you're out there and you find it very hard to learn from people, then something is wrong somewhere. Because whenever you learn a thing and then the next time you're practicing it, the fact that you're practicing it, it doesn't have it written all over your body where you learned it from. That's the amazing thing. All people see is that you can do this. All people can see from wherever they are is that you are able to do this. They don't see who taught you. They don't see how you learned it. That is why you have to make sure that you learn from it. Learn from that criticism. Learn from that thing that has been said about you. Okay, I know you didn't like it. You didn't like how it sounded. You didn't like how it was said. But sit back, reflect, and ask yourself, if there are elements of truth in this, if this criticism is really, really honest, there is something to learn from it. There is something to improve on it. And do you know what? When you pick that lesson and you learn and improve on yourself, the next time you do it, there will be people who never knew about your mistake. There are people who will never see your embarrassing moment. There are people who have witnessed your embarrassing moment, and there are people who will never see your embarrassing moment. Now, they do not need to see it for you to become the best version of yourself. They don't need to see it for you to shine, all right? So the next time you are not doing it and you're doing it perfectly, the next time you're doing it and you're doing it without error and you're doing it effectively, nobody knew how the last mistake was. So please go ahead and learn. Go ahead and learn from it and improve on it. And as we begin to round up this program, the final point I'd like to share with you on how to deal with criticism. Remember, from the beginning, I have told you that number 1, you have to control your emotions. Number 2, I said you have to pay attention. Pay attention and see if there is any truth in it. Number 3, you have to evaluate your critics' intentions or motives. Honestly evaluate their intentions or their motives. And number 4, I said you have to assess the feedback and see if the feedback is constructive or destructive. Number 5, I told you that you have to remind yourself that their criticism is not a reflection of your real worth. All right, you are bigger and better than your criticism. And number 6, I told you that you should have to accept that you are not perfect. All right, we are all a work in progress. We are all trying to be better. So stop making excuses for yourself over and over again. And so I talked to you about number 7, work on yourself in order to be less sensitive. Then I talked about number 8, develop your confidence. I also talked about number 9, if your criticism is honest and it is true, you should show appreciation and learn from it. So finally, the last point for today I'd like to share with you on how to deal with criticism is that you don't have to stop doing what you were doing. Let me say this again. You don't stop doing what you were doing. Let me say it one more time. Don't stop doing what you were doing. Were you doing anything at all? And then you were criticized and said, oh, because they criticized my singing, I'm not going to sing again. Because they criticized my dancing, I'm not going to dance again. Because they criticized my writing, I'm not going to write again. Because they criticized my football skills, I'm not going to play again. Shut up! That is what you have to say to that voice inside of you. Shut up! Shut up! Stop saying that. Because you are going to play that ball again. You are going to dance again. You are going to write again. You're going to sing again. You're going to do exactly what you were doing before again. Imagine, Elena, somebody who was actually learning how to drive. Because you just bashed your first car. You say, oh, I'm never going to drive again. What will happen to you for the rest of your life? So you bashed the car. Sorry about that. You're going to fix the car. You're going to go back and learn properly how to drive. So you don't say, I'm going to stop. No. That is not how you handle criticism. Believe you me, when I'm telling you this, I am also saying it to myself. There are things that I have stopped simply because I was criticized. And I have to wake up from that reality and tell myself, I cannot stop doing what I was doing simply because I was criticized. I have to wake up from this dream and go back and do it again. And go back and do it again. Remember, the only way to overcome defeat is to repeat. Let me say this one more time. The only way to overcome defeat is to repeat. When you feel you have been defeated, when you feel like you have been criticized too much, go back and do it again. So you didn't sing well, so what? So you didn't write well, and so you did not play well, and so you did that particular videography or photography work and you messed it up. So what? You are not the first person. You are not the first person. Go back and do it again. Go back and try it again. You sewed that cloth and the cloth came out a complete mess. Please go back and sew the clothes again. You will master the art. You will get better at it. Don't say, I'm not going to do it again simply because you failed before. If you have failed before, go back and do it again. One day, you will come out and rejoicing. Did you fail an exam? Did you think that this exam was a mistake? Going to school and writing the exams was a mistake? Go back and write that exam again. You had a carryover, and so what? Go back and write your carryover. Go back and write that exam. Go back and write that thesis. Go back and write that project. Go back and do it again. Because you failed at one thing does not mean you have to fail at it for the rest of your life. So, were you criticized? Sorry about that. But go back and do it again. This cannot be your defining moment. One failure, 2 failures cannot be your defining moment. You are better than this. You are stronger than this. You are greater than this. The story of your life is yet to be told. You are about to emerge a phenomenon, somebody that people will come around and they wonder, how are you doing it? You are about to become an enigma and a sage. That is why I know you cannot give up now. That is why I know you cannot quit now. Quitters are not winners, and winners are not quitters. And you, yes, you watching me right now, you are not a quitter. You are a winner because you're going to do it again and do it again till you get it right. Champions are not champions by mistake. Most times, when the champion's hand is lifted up in the boxing ring, there is blood all over the champion's face. And that is how we know that this champion has actually fought a battle and came out victorious. See, it doesn't matter if there is blood all over your face. It doesn't matter if there are wounds all over your body. It doesn't matter if you have scars all over you, because how we know generals is through the scars they have, because they have fought several battles. They have scars to testify of it. That is why I know you are a champion, irrespective of your scars. I know you're a champion, irrespective of your wounds. I know you're a champion, irrespective of all the predicaments that you have gone through. So go ahead and try again. Remember, it is only a criticism. It is not a definition of your life. Now, this is all I wanted to share with you today. On Checkpoint, I know, I am convinced that you were so much blessed by it. You are thoroughly blessed by it. And I'm looking forward to receiving your comments. Make sure you comment. Make sure you share this link to somebody that it will be a blessing to. Make sure you keep sharing this video. Thank you so much. And do not forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel. Subscribe and click on the notification bell. I can't wait to hear the testimonies that will come out of your life because you went back and then you kept doing what you were doing. I am rooting for you. I know so much in my heart that you are going to excel on every side. So keep shooting and keep being blessed. Until I come your way again, keep making a positive, indelible mark in the lives of people and on the sands of time. I love you so much and I am rooting for your success. Cheer up. Hi everyone, I hope you are blessed by that message. All right, so I want you to just go ahead and support us. If you are led, go ahead and just sow into the account right on the screen. And I know that as you do that, God will bless you big time. Because of the seeds you are sowing, we'll be able to reach a wider audience on different platforms. So please do well to sow that seed and God will bless you. Love you.